Sign up today for a 7-day free trial at alerts.chartguys.com. Hey everyone, checking in on the cryptocurrency space, still in Mexico. We got some background wind and waterfall noises, but we'll make it work for now. For Chart Guys members, I'll be back to my normal routine on Friday, but I'll still be checking in every day until then, sporadically. So Bitcoin on the daily time frame here has a nice bounce off the daily 12-period exponential support. That's exactly where our last daily higher low formed. We've hit it now and held it 3 days in a row. We just had a bear attack that the bulls have absorbed very nicely. And if you look at Bitcoin on Coinbase, 84.65 held to the penny. So very easy to have conviction as a bull when the level is hit to the penny and holds, and then we see that kind of reaction, V-shaped bounce. So we hit the double bottom, small bounce, little higher low, and then a big bull break, and now a little 5-minute uptrend to be watching. In the end, all I care about are these two levels, 84.65 and 87.50. We've been within this range for the last couple of days. We're going to be watching for the bears to potentially have an opportunity here, looking for a lower high compared to 87.50. If that's the case, we will stay in the sideways channel. And as we know, sometimes sideways channels can be benefits for the altcoin space, which breaks the correlation a little bit that allows the bulls to do their own thing. Bitcoin daily time frame, or I should say the Bitcoin dominance chart, these lower wicks still holding, and this has been taking place over the last 7 days. And if we look at Bitcoin, it reminds me of the Bitcoin's previous 3 days, but obviously we haven't been in this pattern for 7 days. But again, it's the same thing. I just have a very clear range that I care about. Let me know if 66.31 breaks, and let me know if 68.23 breaks. If neither of those levels break, this chart is not doing anything that I care about because I know it's still in the sideways range. So patiently watching to see how this breaks and how it breaks compared to which direction Bitcoin breaks its 4-hour channel that it is currently trading in as well. And we may see by the end of this video a resistance test here of 87.50. So ETH USD daily higher low still intact. Our last one was 158.17. New little one at 161.10. And the bulls are hoping to break 169.30, which is the high of yesterday, which would be a break of short-term 4-hour resistance. And that would give us our new daily higher low and have us looking back up to 179.32 resistance. At this point, a lot of altcoins are still maintaining their daily uptrends. ETH BTC also still in a daily uptrend with its last little higher low at 1888, and bulls trying to make their way back up towards resistance of 0.02. And again, how this Bitcoin dominance chart breaks, I wouldn't even need to really look at this chart. If you show me this Bitcoin dominance chart and I see resistance breaks, I know that ETH BTC has likely broken its low of support and is likely under the daily exponential supports at that point. If we see BTC dominance break bearish, then I know we likely have an ETH BTC daily higher high. That would be a bit of an assumption. Obviously, I would want to double check and make sure that's what's taking place, but that's the relationship that the Bitcoin pairings have with the total dominance chart. LTC USD also still looking for a daily higher low. Nice and tight here, 55.71. We held that level. So it's more of a 4-hour equilibrium than the others are. But again, it's the same thing. Let me know if 55.33 breaks or 58.19. Otherwise, nothing is changing with this current setup. So patiently waiting on this range. And the LTC BTC chart, exact same thing. Sideways trading. Best case scenario for the bulls would be for both pairings to break these inside bars bullish, and it could be a nice short-term signal. When ranges get this tight, that's when I personally am comfortable buying bull breaks. That being said, I would want to see one more lower high and then a bull break later tonight or tomorrow if I were going to buy this LTC USD bull break. The reason being, I know the shorter-term time frames are extended from this V-shaped recovery. XRP USD daily higher low established at 22.4, and now we're looking back up to 25.4. If we fail to break 25.4 and drop down and break that little daily support that was just established, we will then be in a daily downtrend, which means zoom out and look for weekly consolidation to take place and look for a higher low. And that's the case for every name that we just looked at and every name we're going to look at. Lose the daily uptrend, zoom out, and look for a weekly higher low to form. This entire XRP move from 1760 is coming off of the low with no weekly trend change. So as we've been watching for a while, big picture, a lot of weekly trend changes have to occur on altcoins if we're going to be truly very confident that our monthly higher lows have formed. XRP is not a monthly higher low situation, but it's rare to find altcoins, at least major altcoins, that are not looking for these monthly higher lows. So that was just an example that would apply to Ethereum, Litecoin, and most other names. Binance daily higher low is set at 1666. Daily inside bar broke bullish to tell us that was our daily higher low, and we're looking back up at 1850, the recent high. So a better example, if we were to fail 1850 and drop down and break 1666, we zoom out, we look for the weekly higher low to form compared to 1211, and we see if the bulls can change their weekly trend to give us a confident monthly higher low. And right now, it's a potential inverse head and shoulders on the weekly. If we fail 2180 and need a weekly higher low, I do believe there's going to be a good number of traders out there buying weekly higher lows in the altcoin space. But for now, daily uptrend fully intact, so no sign of our weekly lower highs being set yet. BCH USD, multiple daily inside bars, very similar to Litecoin. Certainly not the first time we've seen this name correlated more so to Litecoin than others. And patiently waiting for a break of these inside bars. Low, high, higher low is now 331.74, 354.42 short-term resistance. Again, I personally would prefer for these ranges to get just a bit tighter if I were going to be looking to play that break. BSV USD. So in a recent video a few days ago, we talked about looking for a daily higher low. I have not been following the drama and BSV at all. I don't know anything about what Craig Wright's doing. I read a little headline here and there. He hasn't turned over keys, whatever. I don't even know what the implications of the trial are. And that's just me staying away from that drama. Yes, you can potentially spend a lot of time learning those fundamentals and make money off of that, but that's just not my game right now. I don't have time to dedicate to that. But all I know is daily 12-period exponential support was approaching, low volume consolidation after a huge bull move, looking for a daily higher low. That's when we start scouting for that higher low to take place. The bottom was hit with hourly RSI just touching 30, and we then saw a shift in momentum toward the bulls. Now we're going to look for a daily lower high to be set, and bears can have an opportunity approaching. Anything under 458 is a daily lower high, and I do expect an equilibrium is going to be the result of this kind of pattern. So what would be an indication that our daily lower high has been set? The first indication would be a loss of the hourly uptrend if I wanted to be aggressive, which would mean I would already be in a bearish position. If I wanted to be more conservative, I'm waiting for a loss of the 4-hour uptrend to indicate that the daily lower high has been set. And then we would look to pull back and form a daily higher low. So keep an eye on BSV for a daily lower high to be set sometime in the next couple of days. And this same exact play, I played Dash while in Mexico, just keeping an eye on the exponential support. And I have not played a coin aside from Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Litecoin in a very long time. But if you give me a big bull breakout and low declining bear volume consolidation and the daily 12-period exponential support, I'm going to start scaling in. So I had 3 or 4 orders placed between 96, 92, 88, 84, and I had a couple orders fill. As soon as the bounce started and my orders filled, as soon as my orders were filled, I was uncomfortable because there was 1% between the bid and the ask spread, and I'm just not used to that. So I used much smaller position sizes to account for the extra risk and reward in this trade, and my total position size ended up being perhaps maybe 20% of what I would trade with a Bitcoin position. But I entered as soon as we saw this bounce up to 108. I exited a portion of my profit to then be riding risk-free in the trade, and I also pulled my bids because if we're going to hit 108 and then drop down to 80, I no longer want to be filled because that would be a red flag for me. So I then held the position all for the past couple of days and exited. I did get stopped out on this move here, this 4-hour lower high and lower low. I did stop out just under 107. In the end, very worthwhile. And that actually allowed for me to pay for a private tour for our TheChartGuys members here. We went to some ruins, Koba ruins, and a cenote to swim in. So we'll have some video of that eventually. But took this trade, and that paid for that. So always love when you can apply a certain dollar gain to something that it pays for in the now. Makes it a bit more real rather than just flashing numbers. In general, I like to keep it detached from monetary value in that way, but every now and again, it's nice. So I am no longer in Dash, and same thing as BSV. We're looking for a daily lower high on Dash to be set because 145 is a long way away. We pulled back a third, 35% or so from that high. Another good thing is, and the part about trading with the community and trading with friends is having extra confidence. So I looked at this setup and I decided I'm going to enter Dash from, just seeing the setup and liking it. And then I scrolled back in the chat room and I saw that one of our moderators and one of my friends, Julian, in the chat room, had made the same entry a little bit further and had pretty much the same game plan. So we didn't converse with each other. We didn't share any biases, and I didn't even see his message until after I had placed my orders. But then that gave me confidence to say, okay, I'm not the only one seeing this. He's seeing the exact same thing. And then I ended up meeting up with him a day later, 2 days ago, and we filmed a little, he does our editing, so we're going to have a new YouTube landing page video. And we filmed that, and it was nice to be able to talk about the position with someone where normally I know so many traders out there are isolated from that kind of community where nobody wants to talk to you about crypto or your specific trade or where you entered or where your stop loss is. So I did appreciate that. And again, just another benefit of that community aspect. On to Link. Link USD. Daily uptrend still intact. Current higher low is 252. If the bulls can hold 252 and break 285, which is a double top, the daily uptrend will continue. This is a potential daily bull flag. I would say if 252 breaks, the possibility of a daily bull flag will go down significantly. But as long as that level holds, that is a bull flag setup. So when I'm looking to enter on a bull flag, I will make a play off of a support level in the exact same way. And I'll say, okay, well, if that level breaks, then I was wrong. It's not a bull flag. If that level holds and we do see continuation, then I have a nice profitable trade. But in the end, it is a daily inside bar, pretty much just like BCH and Litecoin, and looking to see if we can continue this move up. Keeping in mind that when we lose the daily uptrend, we will have a longer-term equilibrium on Link. Low, high, higher low. Anything under 316 is a lower high, and then we would look for another weekly higher low in a longer-term equilibrium. Turn on the 2-week chart to smooth that out and make that potential equilibrium setup a bit more clear. And we'll wrap it up with XTZ. The bull break over 140 was a nice short-term bull signal. We then pulled back, bounced off 136 for a daily higher low, higher high, breaking above 155. So now we zoom out to the weekly chart and we're scouting a weekly lower high compared to 184.33. Notice the similarities of this chart to Dash's daily chart to BSV's daily chart. And I'm applying the exact same principles to those two different time frames. Because of the size of the pullback and because of the percentage range here, we're looking for a lower high and an equilibrium to be the most likely scenario. On some time frames, it is the daily chart. On others, it's the weekly. So if I'm looking for a daily lower high to be set, I'm looking for a loss of the 4-hour uptrend. If I'm looking for a weekly lower high to be set, I'm looking for a loss of the daily uptrend. All time frame technical analysis is the same as far as I'm concerned. We just use different time frames for different signals, and XTZUSD is keeping an eye out for a weekly lower high. So that's where we stand in the cryptocurrency space. I am personally back to all cash. I stopped out of Bitcoin already at this point when the 4-hour higher lows were lost here on this dump. So locked in the profit that I was holding that position for a while, a lot longer than I normally do. But back to all cash in the crypto space, knowing that weekly consolidation will be inevitable eventually, and remaining patient after a couple nice trades to start the 2020 year off right. So hope you're well. Do good things out there. We'll end it here with a video from yesterday, and I want you all to know that I sacrificed walking in barefoot across seagull poop in order to get these shots.